What's going on, people? This is Shok, and it's going to be one of those videos that's not about Nintendo or even the Switch. It's not even about what happened to me last night, which, by the way, my Switch is fine now. What I had to do was I undocked the Switch. I turned it off, undocked it, then I put it back in the dock and turned it back on, then it was fine. I think it was something up with the USB-C connector and the way the audio was sending it through it. It was kind of, I don't know, finicky or whatever, and just kind of had to be reset. I think that's what it was, but it's cool now. But it's going to be one of those videos where I'm addressing the community. This video is mostly for those of you out there who hate me. Now, for those of you who may be recently new subscribers, if you don't know, nowadays I'm generally very, very disliked in the Nintendo community. I'm seen as the Nintendo villain. And all these people who actually hate me were people who actually loved me back in the day, despite the fact that I actually haven't changed. But I'm going to get into that later. So you may be like, what? Of course you have. You blatantly have. I'll get into that later. This isn't anything new, but there's been a resurgence of it, and it's a lot more severe, and there is a couple new things that have been said, but I get called a Nintendo hater, even. A Nintendo hater. Me, Shokio, the guy who's been here on YouTube doing Nintendo content since 2008, people, is when I did my first video. Maybe even December 2007, I can't remember, but 2008, I've been on here for almost a decade doing Nintendo content. I've gotten every Nintendo console at launch. My videos, my content, my channel has always been 99.99% Nintendo. Matter of fact, I do less Sony and Microsoft related videos now than I did back in the day. I actually did more Sony and Microsoft content back then than I do now, right? I stream Nintendo games. I put hundreds of hours into Nintendo games. For instance, I put 500 hours to Xenoblade Chronicles X when that first came out. I complete my Nintendo games. I have over 150 hours of Fire Emblem Awakening, over 200 hours on like Kid Icarus Uprising, right? I'm good at all these games. I put a lot of time, dedication into these games whenever they're like more skill-based ones or whatever, right? I love Nintendo games. Metroid is my favorite franchise. I wish they bring it back. Federation Force didn't happen. I don't know what more I could say to show that I am not a Nintendo hater. So all the stuff that I've listed, right? How could someone for a decade who's provided Nintendo content, Nintendo franchises are his favorite, all of his content is about Nintendo, how could someone like that, you may be asking yourself, how could someone like that be considered a Nintendo hater? It's because of the criticism. That's all it boils down to. It's because I criticize Nintendo. Now, I want you guys to please watch this video in its entirety before you comment. Please, I know it may be long. As a matter of fact, I have myself on a timer here, so I'm going to know how long it is. I can try to wrap things up quicker. But please watch this video. I have a lot of things I want to make sure I get across and make it clear. Right, so, of course, there's this whole thing about me being a negative Nancy. I'm a bitcher, whiner, complainer. I get called everything in the book. You can go to, it's not even on YouTube. You can go to forums, whether it's GameFAQs, IGN forums. You could go to some Reddit threads where someone mentions me or whatever. Like, oh, Shokio, that guy, what a fucking crybaby, right? All he does is bitch about little problems that aren't even, you know, big issues in the first place, right? All these people don't even realize I am trying to help you. I am trying to help you, people. I am trying to get you a better Nintendo, which is going to get you a better system, better games, better gaming experience. And I know I've said this before, but there's more points I want to add. There's things I want to reiterate, so on and so forth. Because there's this thing going around, there's this stigma that, I have this super secret evil agenda with the videos that I'm doing. Man, Shokio completely just flipped. He's trying to align himself with the Nintendo haters. He's trying to get more views and stuff like that, which is funny because I actually lose subscribers with each negative video that I do, people. And if you don't believe me, I'll prove it with the next negative that I upload. Every negative video I upload, I lose 15 subs minimum, around 30 maximum. And when you consider I've been negative for the last 4 years, which, coincidentally aligns with the time span of Nintendo's worst system ever. Maybe there's a correlation. Worst Nintendo system ever with the lowest sales, Shokio being more critical. Holy shit. If you consider the last 4 years, all the critical videos I've done, that's a lot of subscribers lost. So actually, I've done nothing but lose subscribers doing the videos I've been doing. I've been doing nothing but making people even hate me more with the videos I've been doing. So now that we've already established that these videos only hurt me as a content provider, why do you think I'm still doing them? Maybe I'm actually just trying to be critical for the betterment of the company. I lose subs. People hate me even more. I tarnish my reputation with each negative video that I do. And I've been well aware of this for years now. And I still do it. So don't you think there is some underlying point you guys are missing if I am intentionally hurting my channel? People calling me a Nintendo hater. People calling Super Metal Dave a Nintendo hater now. I just watched his video, and it's crazy because he did a video where he pointed out a lot of the hardware problems. Let me see if yeah, here it is right here. He made a video pointing out all the problems, and look at the dislikes. And all he did was pretty much talk about, the compilation of all the problems people have been having with their Switches and stuff like that, and dislikes out the ass. People in the comments calling him a Nintendo hater just because he said, hey guys, people are having lots of hardware problems with their Switches. That's all the video was. That's all he said in the video. Was the Nintendo Switch has a wide variety of issues, and Nintendo should have did a better job of, stress testing and, just testing out the system before launch. That was the point of his video. And he gets called a Nintendo hater. So what this boils down to is the Nintendo fan base. This isn't rocket science. I've said this before, but of course, the Nintendo fan base does not like criticism. Period. And don't give me that crap of, oh, I've watched this guy that you say is a drone or Nintendo apologist or whatever, or that this guy you say is always positive. And this one time he said that he didn't like this about Nintendo or he didn't like that game. But see, that's the thing. That one time. Then it's null and void. Don't even bring up just one example or something where they pat Nintendo on the wrist, little slap. No. And that's the main point of this video. I do have an agenda, guys. I do have an agenda behind what I'm doing. You guys are right. You know what? You want to know what the agenda is? The agenda is to get the Nintendo fan base to be more critical of Nintendo. The reason why I am doing what I am doing is not to fit some status quo for Nintendo haters. I'm not trying to align myself. Like, people swear this is some forces of good versus evil type shit, right? No, it's not about that. The reason why I make it a point to be critical of Nintendo is because not enough people are. That is the point. If you guys want me to stop being negative, if you guys want me to stop bitching, guess what? Guess what you can do? You point out the things. You criticize Nintendo. You go on Twitter and tweet at them. You make videos saying, hey Nintendo, just letting you guys know I don't like this shit. Don't do it. Cut it out. If all you motherfuckers who hate me were doing that every now and then, I wouldn't have to do these videos that I do. You see what I'm saying? So really, current Shokio, if you hate him so much, guess what? Current Shokio is a product of you guys. It's a product of Nintendo's foolish decisions they've done for the last 4 years and you guys. You guys created me. So if you hate me, guess what? I'm the way I am now. Well, not that I've changed, but I'll say my channel is the way it is now because you guys aren't pulling your weight. So I have to pull it for you. You guys aren't complaining enough. There's nothing wrong with complaining. Complaining always has this negative connotation. Like, if you complain at all about anything, it's a bad thing. You shouldn't be doing it. Complaining is bad. No, it is not. Complaining is good. Problems will never get solved if they never get acknowledged in the first place. We need to complain. No one else is critical of this company. And if you guys look at what Microsoft was going through with Microsoft right now, the Xbox brand is dying. And part of the reason why is because the Xbox fan base didn't wake up quick enough. And now their system is dying. Their whole brand, their department is dying. Now we have Xbox fans saying, I think we should probably be more, objective, regarding Microsoft. That's a quote from an actual Xbox fan here in this community, right? But it's funny because, it's too late at this point. They're canceling exclusives. They're moving everything over to PC. At this point, they're trying to turn themselves to a service. Whereas maybe if the Xbox fan base was more critical of them, instead of damage controlling and trying to be defensive, maybe they could have prevented all this from happening. Maybe Microsoft would have been more competitive on the exclusives front, versus Sony. But it's too late. And I don't want the same thing to happen to the Nintendo fan base. And it's crazy. It's not even just the Microsoft guys, but it's with the Wii U generation, right? A lot of what you guys are saying in defense of the Switch are the same things that you guys and me for a certain amount of time was saying about the Wii U. I always said, let's wait, it'll come. It's cool, I'm sure Nintendo would do it. You guys are saying that now with the Switch, when you said it with the Wii U, when 75% of those things we said, oh, just keep waiting for it with the Wii U, never actually ended up coming in the first place. And you guys are repeating the exact same mistakes with the Switch. So that's why I'm trying to get on the ball now. Because I want to make sure by the time the Switch is dead and done and the next Nintendo system is coming out, I want to make sure that I did my part. I did everything I could to get the Switch to be the best system it could possibly be. But you guys don't care about that because you're more concerned about your feelings and you're more concerned about people bringing down your hype and your level of excitedness. Well, sure, that's what some Nintendo haters are, but I'm an actual Nintendo gamer, people. That is the state of this fan base. You guys need to wake the fuck up. You're not doing Nintendo any favors by defending them at every turn. You're not doing Nintendo any favors by trying to stay above the negativity, rise above and be positive. Let's talk about the good shit. Don't do that. Not when there's actually tons of negative things to talk about, guys. That is the point. I don't get happy being negative. That's not me, people. That is not my personality. And I'm sure I'll have lots of people on this video who have either met me or know me in the real. All you guys, please comment. Please tell them I'm not a negative person. I have a pretty reflective personality. And what I mean by that is if I go somewhere and it's shit, I'll be like, oh, this is kind of shit. But then on the flip side, if I go somewhere and it's great, I'm like, oh, this is great. I'm having a good time. You see what I'm saying? Pretty much, I reflect off of my environment. I bounce off of my environment. A lot of the times, my personality or the way I'm currently acting, my attitude, can be dependent on the current state of things. And that's not to say that, I have no sense of like self-control or no sense of, like looking ahead, like, oh, I know, it'll get better or something like that. I'm not saying like, oh my God, something's bad right now, so I'm just going to be Eeyore. I'm not saying that, I know how to be like, chill about a negative situation and stuff like that. You see what I'm saying? But what I'm saying is like largely I react to my environment. And that is a completely fair personality, if you ask me. That's a very balanced personality. And so that ties in with what I did with the hand thing, right? People say, Shokio, you changed. No, I haven't. I have not actually changed. The people who hate me now are the same people who loved me back in the day, like I said. But yet I haven't changed. So why do they hate me now? The reason why they hate me is because I pointed my sword in a different direction. That's it. You guys can go back to 2009 videos, 2010 videos. The structure of my videos hasn't changed. The format hasn't changed. My attitude hasn't changed. My logic hasn't changed. The way I support what I'm saying with supporting evidence and facts has not changed. The only thing that has changed is that instead of, for the most part, because I did do criticism back in the day, I've never been a drone, but the only thing that has changed is that instead of, for the most part, defending Nintendo, now for the most part, I'm criticizing them. That's the only thing that has changed. Shokio has not changed. All I've done was point my sword in a different direction, the other way around. That's it. And I'm getting called all this, being hated on, Nintendo hater, just because I'm trying to better Nintendo. And you guys be like, oh, you call it better Nintendo, but you really just want them to be like Sony and Microsoft. Well, one, Sony's on the top of the world right now. So it really wouldn't be a bad thing to be like Sony. You guys say that like that's a bad freaking thing. Two, you can incorporate the good things of what other companies are doing and still incorporate what makes you, you. Common sense. I don't know why people always act like it's a matter of either or. Like it can't be both. Three, it's not even being about like Sony and Microsoft, because most of what Sony and Microsoft does is not innovative things. It's not Sony and Microsoft ideas. It's really just natural progression of internet capable devices. It's natural progressions of gaming technologies. That's really all it is. And it's funny how you guys always say, oh, you want them to have this, and that, so they could be like Sony and Microsoft, and yet they put in the share button, and y'all motherfuckers are mashing the shit out of this, you know what I'm saying? Sony had it first. So guess what? You've been enjoying a Sony and Microsoft feature this entire time. And see, that's another thing about the Nintendo fan base, right? They always say they don't want something or they don't care about something until Nintendo will actually do it. And then they love it. This shit happens all the time, and they don't even realize it. I'll say, hey, the Switch should really offer streaming from the system. And they're like, oh, we don't need that. That's pointless. I'll just go buy a capture card. But if Nintendo patched it in, this is great. You will see everybody using it. You see what I'm saying? Generally speaking, the Nintendo fan base just has a severe lack of self-awareness. They're emotional beings, and there's a severe lack of self-awareness. But going on to the whole me being negative and stuff like that, it's funny because I made a comment here. Let me pull it up. Which one is it? I made a comment here. This is on Levelhead's video, and this was a comment in reply to someone else. But this comment was made on March 1st. And I was like, it's funny how people talk about my channel, although they clearly state that they're on sub for me, right? So they don't know the current state of my channel. They don't know what I'm currently saying, all that stuff. But as of March 1st, when this comment was made, the funny thing is that out of the 15 Nintendo-related videos I've done since October, 6 of those videos were positive. And only 5 of those were negative. And then the remaining 4 were neutral/discussion videos. So I actually did more positive videos about the Switch and Nintendo than I did negative. I'm not going to show that in the video right now because that's just going to take up time. But you can just go down my channel list and count for yourself. March 1st to October to last year, I've done more positive videos than negative, and then 4 neutral. So basically, 10 versus 5 non-negative versus negative. 2/3 of my videos, March 1st to October, were actually not negative videos. But Shokio is just such a negative Nancy. He's always bitching, crying, moaning, and complaining, right? See, and it's funny how you guys always say that, but you guys are the ones who are actually locking on to the negative. And it's like, again, I don't do it for the sake of being negative. I do it for the sake of making a problem known, to try to encourage more people to be more vocal about Nintendo, and to, of course, more importantly, let Nintendo know how their fan base is feeling, because that is the most healthiest way you can go about improving the system, is letting the company know as a consumer what you think about their product and what you think about their decisions. And it amazes me. You guys know how when I said in the Switch's launch video, right? I have another picture to show you. It's funny because even when I do these negative videos, I'm showing criticism, right? You guys don't even counter what I say. You don't. You just call me a bitch, a crybaby, a moaner, complainer, and you leave it at that. But you guys, if you haven't noticed, you don't actually prove me wrong. Perfect example right here. This is my good old pal, Twilight Bites. This is on my Switch is Rush video. Dude, you're full of it. Keep trying to give you the benefit of the doubt, but that's over. So I laid it out. I make the claim that the Switch is rushed to the market. No major games are ready for the launch outside of a Wii U port. No streaming services. No headset support. No activity log. Turns out after a week there is something akin to an activity log that comes out, so I guess you could kind of scratch that one out. No adding friends to usernames, friend codes at launch instead. No virtual console. Companion app doesn't come till fall. Overall bare bones OS and features. Right? And so when I first put out that video about the Switch being rushed, I got tons of shit for it. And I put out that video before the Switch was even released, right? And you see, like he said, I'm full of shit, but if you take my initial statement and then look at the list of supporting points I make, where am I being full of it? You see what I'm saying? Like, where is the bullshitting coming from? I don't understand. Even if you guys disagree with the overall point I'm trying to say, you can't say you don't understand the points. I'm not a fucking idiot. You guys act like what I say is baseless. Like, none of it is based off of anything real. You can't give me any examples of what you're talking about. No, I can, and I do it all the time. So it's crazy how I'll get tons of dislikes, tons of comments, but no evidence of the other side. Nothing. No counter arguments, no counterpoints, no proving me wrong, none of that. Why? Because you guys are emotional beings, and it's not about the logic I'm making. It's about the criticism. It's the fact that I'm saying something negative about your favorite company, period. That's all it boils down to. And again, I have to do this. I take on this role. I'll be the villain. Fine. I'm not trying to make it out to be some Batman type shit. It's not about like, oh, I'm the hero the Nintendo community needs but doesn't deserve. You know, not all that shit. But the reason why I do this is because all these other YouTubers with influence, with actual sizable influence, are not vocal enough regarding the issues with Nintendo and the decisions they make and the hardware and the software, the firmware, all that stuff. Not critical enough. They're not. Like I said, if you watch all these other Nintendo YouTubers on here who have a huge following, who have pull and influence, if you only watch them, you would think Nintendo's on top of the world because they never really have that much negative to say about Nintendo, despite the fact that Nintendo has done a lot of negative things. And like I said earlier, correlation. The Wii U had some of the worst droughts in Nintendo history, right? Worst third-party support in Nintendo history. Lowest sales in Nintendo history. Go over to my channel, in the same time frame of the Wii U's lifespan, Shokio starts getting really negative. You see what I'm saying? You guys act like it's just a coincidence or like there's no correlation here. There's a reason why. It goes back to what I said about having a reflective personality. It's not that I just decided to be negative out the blue. My channel got more critical because there was a lot more things that came out to be critical of. Do you understand? I'm not a negative person. I don't enjoy being negative. I hate being negative. I hate having to do these types of videos. I hate doing my negative videos. Because you know why? Because I know I'm going to get shit for them. You guys can ask anybody who has talked to me, communicate with me outside of here on YouTube, whether it's in Discord, Skype, in my streams, in person, whatever. I tell guys, comment. I will make the claim. You guys say it for me. But I tell them all the time, I hate the videos I do. I truly do. I hate doing shit like this. I hate having to be the guy to come out, point out all the criticisms, to the guy to always come out and, you know, look like the negative Nancy. Because nobody likes a negative Nancy. I don't like a negative Nancy. But the difference is that I'm being negative because there's not enough of it. There's not enough justified amounts of it. And that's the thing. You guys act like what I say isn't justified. I'll say, oh, the Wii U wasn't enjoyable for me because it had a lot of droughts. That's a fact. The Wii U did have a lot of droughts. But because I said the Wii U wasn't enjoyable, you guys will shit on me, despite the fact that I backed up my statement with an actual fact. You see what I'm saying? Again, it's not about the logic I use. It's about what's he saying. Is what he's saying something I like? I disagree with that. I hate him. He's stupid. No, bitcher, whiner, complainer. And that's why you guys love these other guys so much. Because, see, that's the thing. Nintendo fans don't like people stepping on their mojo. If they're excited for the Switch, and then they click on a random video and the guy's like, oh, I don't know, guys. It's kind of missing this, and that. They'll call him a Nintendo hater, a bitcher, a moaner. They don't need all that, right? Because they feel like, oh my God, he's trying to bring my hype down. You're not going to bring down my mojo. That's how Nintendo fans act. When it's not about that, people. We are legitimately just trying to better this company. Because whether you guys want to admit it or not, whether you want to face it or not, they made tons of bad decisions. They made some good ones as well. Whenever Nintendo does something good, I do commend them on it. Like I did with the marketing. I did a video about Nintendo's marketing, got 7K views. I said the marketing was on point. It was 10 minutes of praise. I did a video defending the Zelda DLC. I was defending Nintendo. What I care about is the truth. What I care about, I only have one agenda on here. I only have one mission, and that is to better Nintendo. So I made a post on Facebook, right? So am I just blind, or is there no way to message your friends on Switch? Yes, there's no way to message your friends on the 2017 gaming device at launch. But it's not rushed, right? But I made that status, right? Someone commented on it. I'm not going to put his name out here because this is his Facebook name. I'm sorry, but I don't blame Nintendo. This is a new concept. They want to show off the system for what it really is. He typed kind of weird. People will just think it's another tablet if they're just going to use it to chat with people or go to Netflix right away. People need to see the Switch first. Devil's advocate, sorry. This guy just defended a 2017 gaming system where you're not able to contact your friends on the system. A lot of you watching this video, that's you! You guys are this person! That sounds ridiculous now, doesn't it? And to all you people, and it's funny how you guys always focus on the Netflix and the streaming stuff, all that stuff I said in the video, when that's not the only things I said. I also said things that are actually gaming related, such as, the friends list features and things like that. In-net browser, that actually does have to do with your gaming experience. You guys all know it. It's funny how you guys will say, in-net browser is not a big deal, right? Doesn't matter, but yet, that's the main thing we praised about the Wii U last generation, remember? Hell yeah! Anyone who had a Wii U last gen could tell you, every motherfucker on their Wii U was on that goddamn internet browser. That is fucking facts! Don't give me that bullshit! You know it! Stop fucking lying! Nobody watching this video right now is going to go down to the comments and say, Shokio, that is not true. You know, everybody and their mama was on the internet browser because that internet browser was good. Okay, that was a good internet browser, and the reason why everyone was using it is because it was good for games. Because when we were playing Xenoblade Chronicles X, we could hit the home menu, open up the internet, and we could search for locations of things. See, that actually ties in with your gaming experience. But you guys are saying it doesn't matter when that's not true. And then it's crazy how you guys will defend this when previous systems, and that's the thing, you guys always say stop comparing them to Sony and Microsoft, or you're trying to make them do what Sony and Microsoft does, although like I said, it's not even about Sony and Microsoft, it's about making a modern system, right? It's not even about that. Most of this shit is shit Nintendo's already done. That's the thing. You guys are so dense. The Wii launched with more features. The Wii U launched with more features. The 3DS launched with more features than the Switch. And you guys are so wrapped up on thinking we're comparing it to Sony and Microsoft when really we're comparing the Switch to standards Nintendo themselves have already set. The Wii launched with the internet browser. The Wii U launched with the internet browser. The Wii U could add people through an ID day one. It had an internet browser day one. I could send my friends messages day one. While it wasn't game chat, it had the the Wii U chat day one, right? So why is it so crazy for me to expect things that were there day one in previous systems into the new one? Is that such a ridiculous request? I said I wasn't going to get angry, but just the more I think about it and talk about it, how ridiculous it is, right? It's insane. And then not to mention, and then even going on to the actual non-game related features like Netflix, I'll still argue that it still needs these things ASAP. Because like I said before, you guys don't look at the big picture. The PS3 was the #1 streaming device for Netflix. That is a gaming system. So you guys say people aren't looking to do these non-gaming things with their gaming system. They just want to play games. That's bullshit. That's not true. The majority of the people who buy gaming systems are casuals. The casuals are looking for features such as Netflix and Hulu and internet browsers, which is also a related gaming feature like I already discussed, for their systems. They are looking for that. Not to mention, maybe your argument would hold a lot more weight if this was a traditional console, but this is a portable tablet system. And you guys think it's ridiculous to want at launch Netflix for a portable device that Nintendo wants you to bring to airports and on airplanes. It shouldn't have Netflix. Think about that. It's a fucking tablet in 2017. And the whole point of this system is you can use it anywhere. And it's portable. And it has a touchscreen. If any system should be a multimedia device, it shouldn't be the PS4 and Xbox One. It should be the Switch. Because it's a fucking tablet. I'm sorry, I'm yelling. I'm sorry. But I am amazed that I have to explain this. I'm sitting here arguing that a tablet, internet-capable device that came out in 2017 should have Netflix. That's crazy if you think about it. That is absolutely insane. And what's crazy is Nintendo fans would not use this logic with any other device. People always say the defense is, right, it's a game machine. So it just needs to play games. It doesn't need all that other shit. All the other things are just cherries on top. It don't need it, yada yada. Because industry standards don't exist, right? But let's say you have a phone. Let's say you buy a new 2017 phone. This is 2017, by the way. I'm just holding up my phone. 2017 phone from Samsung. Samsung Master Race, by the way. Verizon. And it didn't have an internet browser. It didn't have a Facebook app, right? There's no Facebook app you could download for it. Let's say it didn't have a GPS. And okay, now let's say you bought that phone that lacked all those things. And I came up to you and I said, stop bitching. It's a phone. It's for calls. Can you make a call on it? Okay, stop bitching. Wouldn't you think I'm just the dumbest motherfucker out there? Yes, the hell you would. You see what I'm saying? Doesn't that sound ridiculous? But guess what? That's exactly the logic you guys are using for all Nintendo gaming devices. You guys want to make all the excuses for the world. It doesn't need that, yada, yada, yada. But you want to use that for any other device. I like to use the car example a lot, right? Imagine buying a car and there's no way to there was no aux port or anything like that. No way to play your music on it. It's a brand new car. You'll be like, what the hell, right? What the hell, Kia? What the hell, Toyota? Something like that, right? That would make no sense. Let's say you buy a 2017 smart TV, $600+, right? And it didn't have Netflix. Well, that's a TV show. It's different. No, right? Because a TV is made for watching TV. Netflix technically isn't on TV. Netflix was on, PCs and computers and stuff before it was on TVs. So, the Switch, right? It's made for video games. As long as you can play video games, it's doing everything right. You shouldn't ask for anything else. Everything else is extra and a non-necessity, right? So that means you should be okay with a phone that can only make calls. That means you should be okay with a TV that could only watch TV. I'm talking about modern, new. That means that you should be okay with a car that can get you from point A to B, which, is actually very true and applicable in a lot of cases if you don't have a lot of money or if it's a cash car or stuff like that. But I'm talking about when you're buying a brand new car. That context, the context of a brand new car, and it doesn't have AC, doesn't have an aux port. You can't even roll the windows down. All of these things missing. You want to be okay with those things. Let me think. Is there anything else I could think of? Let's go back to a TV. Imagine buying a TV and you can't even adjust the volume. That is exactly how Nintendo has handled their systems, and that's exactly how the Switch kind of is in a lot of regards, people. And I just can't believe I actually got shit for saying the Switch was bare bones, was a rushed system, when, look at it, this is it. This is it. You have your friends list, which lists your friends that you can't send them invites, by the way. You can't do that. You can't send them messages. You have your friends list, your games, and then shit. The only feature is the snapshot feature, which is a Sony and Microsoft feature that you guys don't want, remember? Oh, you don't want Nintendo copying. I don't want to see y'all using the snapshot feature because Sony and Microsoft are already doing that. Don't use it. If Nintendo ever adds in the video sharing, don't use it because Sony did that first. And you don't want them to be like Sony and Microsoft, so don't use that feature, right? But I dragged this video long enough. I'm sorry. It's probably at like the 40 fucking minute mark, so I have to end it. But that's for this video, y'all. Thanks for watching. I'll see y'all later. God damn it.